Up just a little bit. So as you can see over here, this is Raja. And Raja, before I started, got stuck in a bag and ripped it all apart. So that happened. But if you look behind me at all these bags, this is 25 bags. We're doing 50. And my organization, Being, has committed to getting 50 hygiene kits off on Wednesday to the resource fair, which we will be at. So if you're from Seattle and you are experiencing homelessness or you are just experiencing some issues with housing, then at the Compass Center at 77th South Washington on April 13th from I believe it is 11 to 2. We will be having medical providers, we will be having vet providers, we will have just everything that you can imagine, orca cards, all of these things. So it's going to be super, super exciting. So there's that. I'm unsure as to whether first show you what's in the bags or tell you about my last week, because my last week was super awesome. So I had some exciting news. So I had a friend that I made actually on here, and we've been talking for a long time, and she and her husband were able to come out, and I got to see them, and I got to show her around, and it was phenomenal. Oh my God, I had such a blast. Like, I was so excited to see her. Just, okay, first, phenomenal human being. She's like, awesome, awesome, awesome. And so I get there, and in the morning, and I had kind of cleared out, I had like one meeting that I needed like to at least show up in the beginning for, so I did that. But I get out of the vehicle and I'm just like so happy. And I decided that we were going to drive around in my vehicle rather than taking transit, because if you don't know anything about Seattle, one thing that I can tell you is that we have hills, okay? We don't even play on the grading of our streets. So things are like this. So a lot of times on bus stops, you'll get set on the bottom of the hill. And so you have to walk over all these hills. And so I knew that if you're not from the area and doing it all the time, it can definitely be difficult. So I picked her up, and then we went immediately to I took her to Volunteer Park, and Volunteer Park has a conservatory, and it has the most beautiful flowers. So it was like a hothouse. It was a greenhouse for like, tropical plants. So it was totally gorgeous. Super excited about it. Let me see here. Okay. Hi, Cartivia. So that was super awesome. And then let me make sure I don't have my. Okay. So that was super awesome. And then we went from Volunteer Park, and I was like, I need to take her to one of my favorite food places. And one place that I really love, and I have not eaten there, had not eaten there in a couple of years, construction wise, and just not being able to get to downtown. So I was like, and the thing is, I just wanted to share like some of the things that I found absolutely wonderful. Yeah, there's mischief, and do not. You've already ripped one apart. I'm not doing this. Go. Go. You quit doing that. So, Raja and Mischief are playing right now in my bags, which is really annoying. So I wanted to take to lunch. And so we went and drove from Volunteer Park down to Westlake. And I got to have this, and well, we both did, is a doner kebab, which is it's a Turkish restaurant. So it's like big sandwich. And so we got those and went and sat at, and she, by the way, like, she didn't let me pay for anything. She was like right there, and it was so sweet. It was so nice. Like, I was willing, like, I already had money set aside and things budgeted for this, but it was really beautiful, and it was really nice of her to do. So she got us sandwiches, my favorites. So then after that, we went over to Seattle Central. Now, Seattle Central is where we have like the Space Needle, we have Mopop Museum, we have Chihuili Glass. We've got like all these beautiful things in this Seattle Center. I didn't want to spend a whole lot because her husband was there as well, and they were doing some sightseeing afterwards. So I didn't really want to spend like time like going up in the Space Needle, just like giving a glimpse of what this is, just on time level, because I wanted her to experience as much of the city as possible in a short amount of time. So we get done with there and whisk her off to Olympic Park or Olympic Sculpture Park and Pocket Beach. And Pocket Beach, you can go and you can sit on this little beach and just watch the mountains and the ships come in. It's really beautiful. And then you walk up to Olympic Park and there's all these beautiful sculptures. It was absolutely amazing. And then we went over to Elliot's, where we had an amazing dinner, and I got to meet her husband. And I have to say, like, both of these people are just lovely, absolutely amazing human beings. So it was such a wonderful day, and I'm still happy and excited from it. Like, it was just really wonderful. And to see somebody that you care about and have never met in person, it was hands down absolutely amazing. It was really great. So that was like an exciting part of my week for sure. And then started getting stuff in for these bags, and I'm about to show you what we put in them. And I'm gonna drip my coffee all over myself. Just bear with me. So now I do want to say, as my deodorants and my combs have not gotten in yet, and they should be in later today. So imagine, as I'm showing you, that each one has a deodorant and a comb in it as well, because those are coming. Let's take a look. Looking at the comments. Hold on. It doesn't necessarily pop up right away. Carla, like, see your thank you. Elsa, heart to you. Okay, so this is what we have that we are going to be handing out. And I do want to say thank you to those of you who have sent things to help make this possible. So we have a snack'em, and each one's kind of got different snack'ems in them. So you got chips and you got cookies. Hello, Abraham. Hello from Seattle. So we have our little snack'ems here. Then we have, I got these, and these, I got 100 of the microcloths for really cheap. And so what I do is I just take one, fold it up, and put it in there. And that's good because it's a reusable washcloth, right? So while I do still put baby wipes in there, so we take baby wipes, we take some bags, and we break them up. Why, you ask, why would we do this? You know, when baby wipes already come in a package, there's a very good reason. Baby wipes packages can get messed up really easy. And if they get a hole in them, or they're just bulky and you can't carry all of them, it can be an issue. So we put them in here so that afterwards, when they use them, they still have like a bag that's durable that they can put things in, and this won't get the rest of their stuff wet. So if you're wondering about why we do this, that is why. So here's some baby wipes. Then I had a wonderful donation of a huge box of masks. So we have a package in here. I think that each person gets 5 masks. So we have masks there. Ooh, this one already had a deodorant, because I did have some deodorants left. So this one actually has a deodorant. It has a full one. So that's a Degree deodorant. Then we've got some little swag stuff that I'm going to be adding more to. But for right now, Shelter Up pen and card. So if they need shelterup.org, we're there with that, and a pen. Toothbrush. Toothbrushes are really important. We have some toothpaste. We have some shampoo, conditioner, and soap. We got a couple Band-Aids in there. And a hand sanitizer. So hand sanitizer goes in. Then we've got our Hygiene, that's our soap and our shampoo and conditioner. Our Band-Aids. Our toothpaste. Our toothbrush. Then we got baby wipes. Then we had, oh wait, let me put the deodorant and then baby wipes. I have a kind of there's a reason I put everything in there like this. and baby wipes, and we got the masks. Then we got our little washcloth that we put in there. And then we put our little snackums in there. And the reason I do that is because when I have to get these things, actually, and I'm going to lay that flat. So that needs to be flat. Okay, so I have to be able to transport 50 of these, so I need them to be able to like fold down like this. And so that's kind of why I put everything in there the way I do. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, so also really exciting last week, I got to talk to Senator Murray, and we got to discuss, you know, the housing crisis, what's going to be done. We got to give some thank yous to some people who are making some change. And I have to say this about Senator Murray. Many times when we're talking to, you know, representatives in our government, things like that, it can honestly feel gaslighting, right? So, well, we're doing the best we can and blah, blah, blah. This isn't, it's not enough. People are dying. But honestly, she listened. She sat and she heard what we were saying. And that was a huge deal. And it was a huge deal to be able to not only share my story, but show that investment into people allows them to invest into our communities. And so I had some really concrete examples of that, and that was super exciting. So yeah, it was a totally exciting week. We're getting these bags. They should be out on Wednesday. I've got a few more things, like I said, to put in there: deodorant, combs, and we have some One Health stickers that are really cool and shiny that we'll be putting in there. So, and the reason we do that, like the reason we're putting in cards or stickers and things like that, is because they have QR codes on them that they can immediately just go and download the service that they're needing. And I found out, super excited about this, at the same time I get to hand out these hygiene kits, I also get to take surveys so people can, the unhoused can give us as government officials too their input and their feedback on our comprehensive city plan. That's our city's plan for like the next 20 years. And so I get to do surveys, but in that I also get to hand out cards, gift cards. So everybody who fills out the survey with me will be getting a $15 gift card and a hygiene bag. It's like super exciting. And I love that people are able to get what they need. And so that is like a big deal to me. Let's see. I'm going to go down to comments. Hi, Vitayak. You were on your way home from playing badminton. Hopefully you got some good exercise. Sleepster, hope you are well. I am. Hi, Ashni. Luke, hello. Rabbi 6000, love from Bangladesh, love from Seattle. Luke. Amanda, how do you help a family member addicted to drugs and homeless? That is a lovely question. Thank you for asking. First, you may not be able to help them. You have to accept that. And when I say that, I mean that a lot of times the help that they need is medical intervention. So while what you can do to help if you are not a medical provider is show love and hold boundaries. And boundaries aren't just against the person, right? Like, you're not allowed over here, you're not this. Boundaries are what you're going to allow in your life. And it's not selfish to say, here's my boundaries, and no one is allowed to cross those things, regardless of whether they're on substances or not. They're not allowed to cross those things. And what that does is it also shows the person how to have healthy boundaries. Boundaries that are not made out of fear or trauma, but are made out of love for oneself, because that's also another issue. And it's that self-love and loving oneself enough to get better. But I want to, and it's something that I talked with my son, in the recovery community and in those of us that work with people, many times you're going to hear they will help themselves when they want to help themselves, which for someone who is just struggling with substance abuse disorder is usually right. That's usually the right thing. However, I want to talk about this issue. Not everybody with substance abuse disorder has just substance abuse disorder. We have people who have dementia who have substance abuse disorder. We have people who have schizophrenia with substance abuse disorder. And in those cases, those people are not able most times to choose to get help because there is another illness that is preventing them from doing so. And so while in this sphere, I have noticed that things are kind of black and white on that, and that should not be, because we really do have to take each person's circumstances into consideration and meet them where they're at, not where we think they should be. So I would say that's a huge deal, making sure that your loved one has their needs met, which would be food, water, shelter. If they're struggling with any of those things, connecting them, be that peer navigator, right? So it's one thing to tell somebody, oh, call this place, but there's another tactic that you can take. You can say, hey, I will help you make this phone call. I will help you get, if you can, I can help you get a place to sign up for these things. I can give you some food. I can fill jugs with water for you. I can, find you something to reside in until that help comes. Because not all of us are equipped to be social service providers without actually being service providers. So the best option that you can have as a family member is to walk with that person, and that's the best help that you can be. Just love that person, love them. This whole thing, as if, people talk about tough love. Love is love, okay? And I think what people mean when they're talking about tough love is the fact that they're now setting boundaries that they didn't have before. But in all honesty, you shouldn't be setting boundaries based on somebody else's behavior. You should be setting boundaries based on the fact that you love yourself and you're refusing to allow anything to harm you or your mental state. And so I think that gets confused a lot as, people who have been enabling or whatever. They'll be like, oh, I'm setting these boundaries and this person can't be here. If you're using, you need to be out of my life. That's not a healthy boundary. A healthy boundary says, I want you in my life, I love you, but here's the actions that I'm not going to allow in my life. And so it's the person's responsibility. You are the bouncer to your life, right? So if somebody comes up to you, and I heard this from someone else, so it is definitely probably from a TikTok I watched, but it really resonated with me, is that you are the bouncer of your life. So you have these people, friends, family, whatever, lining up, but you are the decision as to whether they get access to you or not, and how they get that access, and what you're willing to give. So that's kind of way I look at that. Mateo killed the Luke Skywalker. Yes, thanks. Where is Rowan? Rowan is outside right now on the balcony looking out over the city where she usually loves to be. Hi, Banksia song. Very true. So yeah, that's my answer to that one. And then yesterday, I was invited on a cruise, and I have to say, at first I was nervous because, cruising, okay, I am scared of illness, not gonna lie. Illness, I hate being sick. And because I'm immunosuppressed, I get sick a lot, and it drives me absolutely up a wall. And so I had to, first I'll be like, and then I was like, wait a second, this would be really beautiful, and it's with a friend. So I'm super excited to do this, and I look forward to sharing the pictures and stuff. I hope you don't get seasick like me. I've actually been on boats and ferries, and I don't get seasick. So that's actually a really good thing. I can get a little dizzy, and I can get off kilter, my balance a little bit, but my balance kind of goes even on land, so I'm kind of used to it. But the exciting part is that it's going to be beautiful. It is going to be beautiful, and I think that anytime you're seeing it with a friend makes it that much better. So I'm super excited. All these wonderful things are happening. Let's see. GKKD, thank you so much. I hope we don't get so great to hear about nurturing community despite one's fears. That is true, and it's super important. It's super important to nurture our communities and care for them, because if we're healthy, we make healthy communities, right? And we know everything is interconnected. And so by fostering healthy communication, fostering healthy behaviors, fostering that openness and love within your community is not going to do anything but raise you guys up, and it's going to help everybody involved. So that's pretty much all I had to say. Next birthday coming up. Oh, by the way, last week I forgot to tell everybody, because I wasn't on here, that it was Rowan's 6th birthday. And she's so big. And she's my sweet girl. But I got her this thing called a talking pet starter kit. I do have to get batteries for it, because I did not think about that. Yeah, because I'm such a procrastinator. But I'm super excited to be working on that. And then there's this little girl who is absolutely tiny and full of vigor, huh? Yes, full of it. She's like, no, I'm playing. That's my Raja. And Raja needs to go see the vet again, because she is 6 to 7 months old, and she's like 2.5 pounds. So I don't know if there's an issue or if she's just like a really tiny cat, but she is about as big as a water bottle. So, cat Cartiva, I kind of screwed up while not thinking clearly and feeling bad, and I have always been hard on myself since I was little. Oh, don't do that. I understand being hard on yourself, like I do, because I'm hard on myself too. And so is my daughter. And one thing I remind myself of, and I remind her, is that you deserve the love and grace that you give to other people. So if you're loving and giving grace and understanding and empathy to others, turn that around and treat yourself the same. So, if you're having a hard time and you're feeling guilt or anything, sadness, or any of those things, humiliation, turn that around as to how you would treat somebody else that deserves that. Like if you were walking up on somebody else who's having those feelings and feeling that way, most of us, I like to think, most of us, for myself anyway, I'll talk on my level, I will approach that person with love and understanding and grace, because I don't walk in their shoes, and I know that everyone deserves a little love and grace. And so when it comes to myself, I also am worthy of that. And so I try to remember to do that for myself as well, because it's not fair to the woman I am to only be kind and loving to everybody else and then keep that away from me. I need that too. And by understanding that I need that, I can better understand how others also need that. Happy birthday to Rowan. She must get a treat. She is definitely getting all the treats. Well, now I think you can change, give it a thought, figure it out, cry once you have to, and it'll be good. Well, sometimes, Cartivia, it can be good, but there's also, there are things that happen to people and issues where it's not as easy as it sounds. And for myself, I know that because of a lifetime of trauma, and what comes with that is thinking that maybe you deserve it, right? And so for myself, that was what was happening. And I just had to go outside of myself and look at myself as a human being. Not just me and what I envision to be me, my thoughts, my perceptions, and everything else, but go outside of myself and just look at myself as a human being in need of love, compassion, and care. And it was a process. It's still a process. I'm years into it and still have issues, talking to myself in negative ways, being really hard on myself, beating myself up for not being able to do different things, and yeah, it's difficult, and it's definitely not as easy as I make it sound. Hi, Oscar. Matayik, I even wrote a poem called Hate Me. There is a song actually called Hate Me, and I forget who sings it. Ah, blue, blue something. Blue, 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 blue October. Blue October sings Hate Me. Best way to love yourself is to help others who are in need. Well, I would agree that that is the best way to love other people. But that's not necessarily loving oneself. Loving oneself requires the care that you give to other people to yourself. Um, because I know a lot of people who help others and don't love themselves. I know a lot of people that help others and struggle with suicide. Um, and that's a very real thing. In the sphere I work in, here's okay, just a quick run around on what I do. So I work on national, regional, and local levels on solving homelessness and promoting human rights. And one of the things that I'm also on the Healthcare Network for the Homeless Governance Council. So I'm in a lot of spheres. And one thing that we're dealing with right now these people are like, I work in the greatest sphere. These people are loving, caring, compassionate, giving, like all of that, all of it. And they still struggle with burnout and feeling less than and hurting and all of these things, but they give their entire selves. But still, that love for oneself has to come outside of the things that you're doing for others. Let's see. Thank you for some support. Oh, I do help people over time, and I've been doing so. May I send you a package for your birthday? Absolutely, you can. Absolutely. I love getting packages. I really do. And oh my gosh, I think I showed you guys that. Yeah, we did one with Amelia where she was doing her squishy skeleton. That, by the way, that has gone over so well. So, my new neighbor recently traveled to the USA, but she said it would be easier if I send the package from Sweden instead of her bringing it there and send it from Denver. I really don't know. I would think that it would be simpler to send it from Denver, but maybe she also doesn't want that responsibility or that taking up room. So it might be easier. Either way, I appreciate anything. I get, cards and letters and emails, and it makes me so happy. Oh, thank you, Abraham. That was very sweet. I appreciate that a lot. I really do. And we are like this weekend probably going to get snow, which makes me super oh my gosh. So that weekend is already passed. We already got our cold weather. I cannot keep straight on even what day it is. Oh my gosh, I must be super busy. Yes, it's, that's another thing that's just, you guys are so super loving and supportive and kind. And I so appreciate that. Yeah, I just feel really blessed to have this platform and really blessed to have the viewers that I do and the friends that I do. And I want to thank you all so very, very much. Truly. So right now I'm probably going to end the vlog, and I have to run downstairs and because I heard it clean or my phone go off, so I know that the package is here, and we have deodorant and we have combs, and I got combs in these even I got some stuff in bright colors because gosh, especially when you're living that way, you just need some color in your life. It doesn't matter if it's a pretty comb, like something with color, something bright, something lovely. And I'll probably end up also putting in little notes that say things like you matter and you are loved and you are worthy. And so I definitely am excited about that. Let's see. She is a doctor accustomed to responsibility. Anyway, may I have your address? Yeah, email. I'll email it. Hope you have a lovely man in your life. You deserve happiness. Deborah. No. I do deserve happiness, and I appreciate that. But I do want to say that while I need people in my life, men, women, you know, those who are non binary, I do not need a partner. I don't. I do really well just being me and being on my own, and that's okay. Like I don't feel that that's something I need to complete my life or to have a better life. I think that having good friends on every spectrum is super important, and I think that that's what really um, really brightens my life. But I have found throughout the years and through lots of experiences that that is not that that having a partner does not equate to having a fulfilling life. And I have to say, hands down, my life is fulfilling. It is fulfilling and soul lifting, and it is a life that I only dreamed of having. And I'm super lucky about that. Like, truly, truly am. Let's see. I don't think I'll give an address and show a VO box. I keep trying to flirt with lovely Amanda, but I am terrible at it. Aw. Well, I would say don't flirt, but because, well, you can flirt. You can definitely flirt, and that's fine. Just know that that is not something that, I really desire in my life. I desire friends. I desire happiness. I desire comfort. I desire love, but I do not desire putting my life in with somebody else's. That has never turned out well for me. It's only led to heartache and disappointment. So I just don't do that. And plus, honestly, I have kids and grandchildren and all this stuff. All this stuff. It's everybody's got my time and attention. I don't know. I barely have enough for my own. But it also makes me feel good to know that there are people who think that I am worthy and would be someone that makes a good partner, even if I know that's probably not the case. So anyway, I appreciate you all. Thank you so very, very much. And I'm going to go pick up the rest of this stuff. Stay out of it. You've already broken bags. That's not a thing. She keeps, okay, so I'm going to show you real quick what she did. So she decides to go, and this bag was like this, right? So it's like this. So she gets her body in here and then freaks out and rips it off. So now I've got to go find some more bags because I only ordered 50 because little girl can't stay out of them. Huh. So you're so naughty. You're so naughty. Are you going to stay out of stuff? Are you going to stay out of stuff? She's not. She definitely is not. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.